Right? Well, that's the last of my boxes. God, I never realized how much stuff I have. Ugh. I'm just glad I got my bed set up before anything else. Hmm. I wonder what I should do for lunch. God, I don't even know the area. I mean, I guess I could drive around and see what restaurants are nearby. Hmm. I should probably unpack the kitchen and bathroom stuff after lunch. Huh? Who could that be? Oh, hello. Oh, it's nice to meet you. Hi, I'm Estrella. Yeah, it does mean star in Spanish. Well, most people just call me Stella instead if they can't, pronounce Estrella. So I'm fine with either one that you want to use. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you think it's a pretty name. It was my great grandmother's. Well, it's what I've been told. I've never really got to meet her. Anyway, I would love to invite you in, but my place is just boxes and empty space. It's not much of a home yet. Hmm? Oh, hey, is that for me? Thank you. Oh my god. Wow, did you bake these yourself? Oh, that's so sweet. I'm a baker myself. Um, once everything settles, I will definitely repay you for these brownies. No. I insist. I insist. It's the least I can do since you were so nice to make me these. It's very welcoming. Would you mind if I tried one? Well, yeah, I know they're technically mine now, but you made them, so I just wanted to ask. Thank you. Mm. Mm. Oh my god. They're phenomenal. No, seriously, I'm serious. Mm. They're so good. You know, I'm not a huge chocolate fan, but you might just change that. um, so I know your name and that you're my neighbor, but which house is yours? The one across the street? That's convenient then. Do you maybe want to sit on the chairs I have out here on my porch? Great. So, have you lived in the area long? All your life? Really? That's cool. Well, I'm glad I met an expert in this town. Mm hmm. That kind of means that I can call you if I get lost or something, right? I kind of get lost easily in new places, but I mean, don't most people? Oh, come on. I say I get easily lost, and you're already calling me a lost puppy? Oh, okay. Well, you're not wrong. I mean, I've been called that all my life. So it's like not a new phrase to me anyway. I mean, even my mom always said not to run off or, leave the place that she told me to stay in. Yeah, I was that kid. And, every single time we went out to the market or the mall, kids being kids, I kind of still wandered off. And sometimes I would stick by her, and for the most part, I wouldn't, and then I would get lost. Uh, yeah, yeah. But I mean, my mom always did find me, and uh, she always thought it was weird. Well, not weird, but she would always find it a little odd that either if we were in the mall, I wouldn't go to like a huge toy store sometimes. I would go to the bookstore. Yeah, I kind of was an avid reader when I was a kid. Still am, honestly. And then there was a few times where she would find me in the toy store. Um, and I would kind of like be holding this little either stuffed animal or I would have like a doll that I wanted. And she would look at me like stare. She would just, it's that like mom stare. You know the one. Yeah. Yes. That one. That was always terrifying. Immediately would make me put anything I had in my hands back. And then if we were in the grocery store, I would kind of run off to the to the candy aisle, um, or I would go to the refrigerators because I always liked buying some type of juice. Mm-hmm. Mm, I think my favorite as a kid was like orange juice or this like it wasn't it was purple. It wasn't grape. Oh, I think it was like blackberry or something. I remember it being like pretty sour. Yeah. But I mean, all in all, every time I got lost, she would yell at me when we got into the car. And the whole ride home, I would be just sinking into the back seat because my mom was scolding me from the front seat and I had nowhere to go. And I hated it so much as a kid. But that's fine because there were still some times when after she would yell at me and I for some reason my little kid brain was like I want ice cream. So the times when I would ask her still nicely because didn't want to get on my mom's bad side again, I would ask her if I can get an ice cream cone. And you know what she would do? Yep. She would drive to McDonald's, get me an ice cream cone, and that's how I knew she wasn't super mad at me. Because if she was, she wouldn't have bought me it. Lost in the stars of my mind? Is it because of my name? Oh my god, I knew it. Pretty clever. You're really funny. Mm-hmm. I mean it. Guess I've always had constellations in my mind. Hmm? Well, I decided I wanted a new start. Yeah, a fresh start, honestly. Being the oldest sibling in a family, especially in a Mexican household, it's it's pretty hard to move out, you know? You're like a second parent to your siblings. And in my case, since um my mom grew up as a single mom, I became a second parent to my siblings. And I know my youngest brother, he treated me like I was his second mom, or like I was a mom figure to him. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It got to the point where he would ask me if uh it's a little it's a little sad, but he would ask me if he needed to get me any gifts for Mother's Day, and I would always tell him that he didn't need to, that he just needed to get our mom a gift. And what he would do, he would still get like half the candy that his teacher gave him to give to our mom. He would take half of it, and then he would ask the teacher if he can make a separate like little card or something that they were working on in class. And then he would surprise me with my own. Still. And he's old enough to be in like middle school now. Mhm. Still treats me like I'm his mom sometimes rather than his sister. But that's okay. Yeah. I mean, it was kind of hard leaving cuz I remember the last day I stayed, I had told my brothers to go to bed because I had school the next day. And my youngest brother was like almost begging me not to leave. And it was pretty tough. Yeah. I mean, he told me this. If I don't go to sleep, would you not leave? And I told him, you have to go to sleep because you have school the next day. And I am sadly still leaving. Yeah. Yeah, he did end up crying. I cried too after he went to bed, but um I didn't want to see him, you know? I mean, I didn't want him to see me cry because then it would have made it worse. But I still think I made the right choice. Mhm. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't apologize. It's fine. Yeah, they'll be fine without me. I know they will. Besides, know they'd visit later in the year anyway. Oh, I have a sister and two brothers. Yeah, they were a handful growing up, but I love the brats anyway. But seriously, I'm happy to start my life on my own, and I think it's off to a pretty great start. I mean, this town is super pretty. Just from the drive here, I can tell. Plus, I have a really cool neighbor and potential friend who made me brownies. I say that's a win for the first day here. Uh, well, good question. I have an interview for a position in the local college. I know, a teaching job in college, even though I just graduated from one. Yeah, I know it's weird. You think I want to enjoy my summer, but I am. Mm-hmm. I'm applying for the fall semester to teach a psychology class focusing on horror movies. Well, not horror movies, horror media. Yeah, I should probably explain it. um, so what I was thinking is the class is probably going to be like an afternoon or evening class, hopefully. I don't know what positions are available for that, but I'm hoping to get like an afternoon evening class because I really want my mornings open. But the class itself will focus on psychology behind horror characters, villains, final girls, final boys, and side characters, and not just in movies, but in books and in video games. And it's not just the characters we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on more of like story wise and everything else. Just do like a deep dive analysis on things. You want an example? Sure. Um, let's see. Well, an easy example is Ghostface from Scream. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the killer can be anyone under the mask, and I mean anyone. Mm-hmm. Can't even trust your family or friends with that in mind. Yeah, and there's always a motive for each killer once, they're revealed. But how they interact with the heroes of the movie before it's even open says a lot. Mm-hmm. Well, let's see. Take Billy and Stu, for instance. In their motives, one wanted revenge, and the other was peer pressured, as he says in the movie, into doing the acts. Mm-hmm. Yeah. People also say that they're lovers in that kind of context of the ending scenes. And it does and would make sense if Stu went along with Billy because he was in love with him. Oh my god, there you go. Now you're asking really good questions. Mm hmm. Well, too bad you're not going to get answers to them. Well, because I'm super hungry. And honestly, as nice as these brownies are, I really could go for a real meal right now. And well, since you've been here all your life, would you mind showing me a place to eat? I'll even pay for your food. Yeah, I'm inviting you to lunch with me. What kind of neighbor would I be if I didn't? Now, come on, let's go. I'm starving. Hmm? Oh, yeah, I should probably put these brownies in my fridge. All right, I'll be right back.